Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Walters. I'm so excited to welcome you to our technology lab. Just a quick reminder that our password to log into the computers is fun. So you would want to press FUN and enter, and that'll let you onto the desktop. But first, let's go over some technology lab rules and procedures. There's just a few things you'll need to remember when you come to this special. Arrival procedures. So a little bit this is going to change just because due to COVID, we're going to have sanitation stations, so you'll need to stop by and clean your hands. But we still will want to come in quietly and we'll want to move to our workstation indicated by the number on the computer. So for example, if your teacher has given you a number 1 in class because your name starts with the letter A, then you would sit at computer 1. And so then we'll also, when we get to our computer, we'll try not to do anything yet until told to do so. So just put your precious hands into your lap and wait patiently. When touching the computers, we always want to use clean hands and handle the computer equipment gently. The computers are touchscreen, but you don't need to push the keys very hard, just a slight tap. And then we also want to be gentle with the keyboard and your mouse. In addition, we want to gently plug in those headphones or ask me to do it for you if you don't feel comfortable doing it, because when we respect the equipment, it's going to last so much longer. And then we want to, after we've come in quietly, we've started our lesson, we've completed our lesson, I'm going to give you a heads up that it is time to wrap up. And at that time, what you'll want to do is to make sure your workstation is nice and clean. You'll want to set everything back in its proper place. You'll want to take your headphones, put them in your bag, and put all the things that belong to you in your baggie, and then we'll drop those off in your class bucket. So it's essentially just following the golden rule. When you came into class, hopefully your computer was all set up for you, everything was clean, you sat down, you got to use it, and then you want to do the same for the next student that'll be coming in after you. When it comes time to learn and you're sitting down and I get your attention, you always want to listen carefully and follow the directions. Usually we'll log into learning.com, and that'll be where some of our lesson is, and that requires a unique username and password, and we'll be talking about that in the upcoming weeks of why it's so important to have passwords and keep those passwords safe. And then we'll begin the lesson I've assigned you to do, and we don't want to disturb others, so we'll be working quietly. Now, something that happens with being a computer teacher is I always want to remind students that there's a lot of power in the word yet. And it's such a powerful word, especially because there are times where you're going to get frustrated. There are times where you're going to think, I can't do this, Miss Walters. But you can't do it yet doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. Maybe you don't understand something yet, but you will. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace to make mistakes. And that comes from having a growth mindset. But what kind of mindset do you have when you come into class? Is it a fixed mindset? I'm either good at something or I'm not. I know this summer when I started running, I tried to run a mile without stopping, and I wasn't very good at it. And I became frustrated and I was tempted to give up. But instead of giving up, I try to persevere. I try to challenge myself. And even if I fail, I know that those failures are what's going to help me be successful later on. My effort and attitude can make such a huge difference as I approach learning in the computers and technology, but in any class and in life. So we're going to practice a growth mindset activity, and I just want to see if you're up for the challenge. Some of you may be doing this at home, some of you may be doing it here in the lab with me, but let's get started.